I've always been scared of the idea of keeping bettas. They seem complicated to keep for a beginner. You have to have heated water, a lid on the tank so it doesn't jump out, and enough enrichment inside the tank to keep it stimulated. But after deep research and after watching every video online, I finally got the confidence. This is part 3 of my nanotank series. In the first episode, I built a fire and ash themed setup for some ember tetras. In part 2, a Rioboko pinnatifida setup for crystal red shrimp. And since this beautiful Betta poster was hanging right above number 3, it felt obvious to me that this had to be a Betta tank. Now, this is going to be a jungle-style aquascape, so we'll need a nutrient-rich substrate. In this case, I'm using fluval stratum, but any kind is fine. Let's bring in the mise en place wagon and let's start scaping. I'm going for a fallen log and nature is taking over kind of vibe. This wood has never been soaked before, so we have to glue it down to some rocks. I used the classic super glue and kitchen paper technique to do this. The 2 rocks that I initially glued to the wood were a bit too big, so I ended up substituting them later on with smaller rocks. I had already made a rough scape off camera a few days ago, so I used a picture of that as reference. I didn't like the color of the sand, it felt too bland, and Terraquaman is the name of my band. It needed more contrast. So I grabbed the lightest sand that I could find, I topped that off with some gravel, and this time with rounded multicolored rocks. I took a step back to admire my creation, and there were 2 sides of me arguing in my head. We got this happy guy that says, "Oh, it looks super good, I can't believe you're this talented. Of course, the light sand was a great choice." Then we have this guy. This guy has watched every green aqua video there is on YouTube, and somehow he thinks he's an expert of aquascaping and saying, "Oh, the contrast between the dark wood and the light sand is too much, you should have added something like ADA Colorado or something like that." Now, with that out of the way, let's equip this tank.
Okay. Equip me, sir.
First, I grabbed a pair of glass lily pipes. I just love the clean glass look, and this one even has a skimmer. Next up, the filter. This is an Awase FilterSmart 100. I screwed on the hose connectors, added the rubber feet, the filter media, and primed it with 2 liters of water. Now we need some light. This is the Focal FS30, sent to me from Skylight. It's the same light I used on the tank next door, and I even got the bigger one on the Big Red. I think the results speaks for themselves. This light is app controlled, so you can set the intensity, change the colors, and the photo period. You can choose to hang it from the roof, or use the included brackets so it sits nicely on the rim of the tank. I'm gonna start at 100% intensity for 6 hours per day. Let's bring this tank to life with some plants. When I added the floating plants, it was obvious to me that the flow was way too strong. Bettas don't really like strong flow, so I switched to a spin lily pipe. I won't use a heater in the tank, because I heat the room. It's always around 25 to 27 degrees Celsius. Since I used reverse osmosis water, I remineralized the tank and left it for a few weeks. 23 days later, the tank had changed quite a lot. There were a lot of tannins in the water, some startup algae, and the plants had reached the surface. It's time for the first maintenance session. In the first episode of the Nano Tank Corner series, I set up a CO2 system sent to me from Co2art, which can feed CO2 to up to 5 different tanks. That's exactly my plan for the future. So the ingredients we need to be able to do this are manifold blocks, drop checking kits, diffusers. This one is called the bazooka. CO2 tubing. This is the silver color, but they also have clear, black, blue, and green. And finally, check valves and U-bends. First, make sure to turn off the CO2. No, that's the wrong way. Anyway, pull the grenade pin to release the pressure. Unscrew the last manifold block. Grab the new manifold block, don't forget the black rubber ring, add it to the system and secure it in place with the 2 screws. Fill the bubble counters with water, and before you open the CO2 again, make sure to close the needle valves. Next, grab the CO2 tubing, attach it to the manifold block, and cut off a small piece. Connect the check valve and connect the tubing again. Bring the tubing to the tank, measure it, and cut the access. Attach the U-bend to the tubing, and on the other end of the U-bend, attach another piece of tubing, followed by the bazooka diffuser. Now you can open the needle valves. Et voila, we have CO2. Last equipment we need is a drop checker. we are now 1.5 months deep into this project, and I couldn't be any happier of how things are developing. I mean, just look at the plant growth. The limnophylla just grows an inch every day, and it's unbelievable. And we also have some red tops. And the Rotala H raw is looking immense. It's actually sending runners into the front section, which we have to take care of soon. And having a betta is really fun. It's like having a puppy dog underwater. In the foreground we can see some runners of the hair grass, so in time this will all spread, even though we've added just a few clumps. So now for the final shots, what we need to do is to take care of this Rotala, of course. We need to trim these dwarf sage leaves that are a bit too big for the foreground. That way it will tell the plant to stay small, hopefully. And the limnophylla needs to be cut right down at the bottom and then replanted so that the red tops are just at the line. And we're also gonna do some maintenance on this tank and on this tank that we can't even see no more because it's too dark. And then finally we're gonna feed Sam some mosquito larvae. So let's get to work. Now it's this one's turn. So in here obviously we don't have to do super much, but I do want to trim the plant a bit to keep it from growing too big. I just want to keep it nice and compact instead. And finally the last one, which we can't even see because it's covered with floating plants and the plants are just going crazy. Alright, so all three tanks are looking okay now. This one is going to be taken down soon because I consider this a failure. But this was pretty intense. It's like 27 degrees Celsius in here. So I want to go out to the chicken and just pay them a visit. Because I actually have a little surprise. Well, 3 little surprises actually. Chicken shoes are on. Let's go. Alright, so we're now in the chicken coop. And it's pretty nice and cozy. And just underneath the poop shelf, we have Jon Snow. And Jon Snow has currently 3 baby chicken. Let's open up here. And hopefully they don't get too spooked. So what do you have to say? So John, what do you say if I can just borrow one of your baby chicks? Just one. Just real quick. Just real quick. Look how cute they are. No. I don't know why they do that. No. So you can obviously see which one is John's, the black one, and then he has 2 stolen ones, and they're gonna stay this cute and pretty just for another week. Then they're gonna become teenagers and become all ugly. But I just love the way that they're drinking. Jump. Brava! So this is the father to the chicks, Priyanka. It's the rooster. It's really aggressive actually. Ah! Ah! Just a quick little update on the chicken. Now let's go back to the studio. Before I show you the final shots, I want to say thank you to Millennium Snakes for designing this amazing poster of Sam, the Black Samurai. He also made one of Leo, so we can forever remember him. He has a German-speaking YouTube channel if you want to check out his work.